Alright, hello guys and welcome to my video. In this video today, I'll talk to you guys about dynamic risk management and funded trade management, okay? So let's get started. First things first, you're not lacking trades for dollar amount, okay? You're lacking capital. And as a side note as well, this video was inspired from a guy named Vinnie, who told me how he managed his capital between different fundeds, despite having 2 losing weeks, and he's still actively trading his account, right? Just as a thought process type of thing, right? Most traders, they don't keep their funded account for more than a week. And I've been a victim of that, and loads of people have been a victim of that. That's completely normal for people within the learning phases, right? But the main thing is that we want to strive to be like Vinny. We are in the trading space for the long term to be able to make like consistent income. And even though you have losing days or losing weeks, if you keep your losses small and your wins big, you guys will thrive in this environment. And I'm saying this personally because it is true. Like, risk management is so key for people. And today I will break it down. So let's talk about Drawdown, okay? A 50K futures account has about $2,000 worth of drawdown. And Vinny risks 4% of his maximum loss limit, so 2,000 per trade, which equals to $80, right? But $80, like, bro, it's a small amount, isn't it? No, because you've got to realize that is someone's daily wage if they're doing an 8-hour shift. Of course, if they do like $10 an hour, of course, if they get $10 an hour. Think about it as a time investment, okay? Would you guys trade 100 hours, which is equal to $1,000 of your wage, for a return that may not even happen? That is something that I want you guys to like sink in your brains, because that is very important. If we're talking about time, we have a deeper understanding of trading and we'll be more cautious. Or else would you rather trade 8 hours of your time, so $10 an hour, so 80, for a possible ROI of 2x or 3x? That is still $160 to $240. Just keep that in mind, okay? This is very important. And let's talk about the second thing second, right? We've all seen traders that hit 1 to 10 ROIs on TikTok with one mini, right? As good as they can be, whether it's paper or live funds, people have to understand that this edge, as realistic as it might be, is not fully ideal. These types of trades don't come that often. Good on whoever, right? If he catches that specific type of ROI, right? But the slow and steady grind builds discipline and also makes trading a realistic profession. Best loser win. Lose small and win big. This is what makes the trading better than gambling. You can reduce your stops, your risks, and increase or decrease your take profit, right? I don't want you guys to think that you guys can top tick and bottom tick NQ or whatever as to pair your trading, right? I want you guys to think about consistency rather than showing off, okay? Like, I don't care how good of a trader you are, right? If you're lacking risk management and psychology, you're not going to end up being profitable. That is the end all be all, okay? You can be a sick technical analyst, right? But as soon as you hit one stop loss, you start tweaking and then you just lose your whole account. Like, just let that sink in your head. Yeah, that's very important. And let's talk about dynamic risk management, okay? Before taking a setup, just try to visualize which grade your setup you take is at, okay? An A+ setup, trade your normal risk, make it dynamic, ranging from 10% to 7% as an example, right? An A setup, size just a little bit smaller, ranging from 9% to 6%. If high conviction, go for a bigger target, right? These percentages, they are based on the maximum loss limit that you have, whether it's at 50K, 100K, or 150K, right? Depends. And the B's type of setup, right? Size small, go for 4%. Because you'll find yourself. Trust me. And C setup. Why are you even taking it? We need to play high probabilities, okay? It is a logical space in which you want to be thriving at, okay? Would you want to put your 8 hours worth of time towards a C setup in which you know that you have more, like, in terms of like losing money, you're more likely to lose your money? Or would you rather just take it safe? Like, that is just something that you guys have to understand, right? Don't take any C setups. Just take any B to A+. That's it. And the funded trade management. Let's talk about the funded trade management. Macros over minis. Why? 10 micros equal to 1 mini, but the partialing ability goes a long way. Hell, if you even go for 2 micro partials for every target, you'll end up losing less and manage your risk way better. Personally, what approach I'd take hypothetically is 10 micros to 2R of your stop loss, then partial 50% and let the runner run. You've made your money and just let your runner run to the original target, or even trim early, whatever. Macros have a more of a dynamic approach in which you can even go with 6 to 7 macros, which is an awkward number, but it makes ends meet. And like if it makes ends meet, then why not? Don't marry a 2 to 3 to 5 to 10 macro approach. You got the numbers from 1 to 10, use them. 6 macros with a 2R partial of 3 macros is like a, let's say you risk like $123, it's still gonna give you $123 if you go for 2 hour worth of risk, right? And that runner for 5 hours, an example, will make you an extra $300 if you're aiming for a 50 point run Nasdaq, right? So just make sure to understand that by making your risk dynamic and sizing based on setups, you will thrive in this space. And let's talk about the last wise words from Vinnie, okay? Trading is the hardest thing you will ever try to face in your life. It requires a level of emotional discipline and maturity that no one around you has. In the beginning, everyone will doubt you, not because they don't believe in your ability, but because they've never seen it done before. We live in a different world where things like this are actually possible. When it comes to trading, trust the chart and not your heart. If you feel yourself emotional in a trade, you are either too large of a position size or in the wrong trade according to your plan. So like, as an example, a C-class type of setup, right? You're allowed to make mistakes. I make too many. I wouldn't be on a 2-week losing streak if that wasn't the case. In trading, it's not about what you do when you're winning. It's about what you do when you're losing. Making the best move, no matter how bad the current situation is, separates you from believing in the idea of achieving it. In short words, best loser wins. She lost for 2 weeks and he still got his funded account, okay? She is still more payout eligible than whoever blew his account and has to redo his challenges, okay? That's it for the video. So I hope you guys like the little presentation that I've done. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.